y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Now, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but today we're going to take a look at the planner that I'm going to use in Notion for 2025. And y'all, I created this one. I know. Now, around this time last year, I was on here talking about how I tussle with Notion and how bad the struggle was. But your girl is not a quitter. I enrolled myself in YouTube University and learned how to build databases to create my own templates. I have graduated to a Notion fan with the hopes of becoming a Notion girly one day. For now, I'm just excited to share with you the planner that I created. Let's get into it. So this is the dashboard, and on the left hand side there's a clock widget. Under that there's a widget that calculates the year. It's set to tell you how much percentage is left in the year. So as of today, December the 14th, there is 96% left of this year, 45% left of this month, and so on, and it goes all the way down to the quarter. Under that there's a quote widget, and then I created like a little sticky note. If you have anything that you quickly want to add here and then add to your planner later, you can use that area for that. Under that is the area for upcoming trips, and it's filtered to show you the trips that you have coming up for this year. The first section in the middle is an inbox, and it's a place where you can quickly add to your to-do list. So if you have something that you want to add, any task that you want to add in quickly to the to-do list, you can put it in the inbox area. There's also a view of the notes here. So if you have a quick note that you want to add in, you can add it here to your notes. Next section is for your top priorities, and in this section you can look at your priorities by today is the first view, and then you can also see what you have due for the week. Under that are your project tasks, and it's also filtered by today, this week, and then also all your tasks here. And under that is your weekly habit tracker. And to use the habit tracker, you come on the day of the week that you want to add your habits in, and you just hit the plus sign. When you hit the plus sign, you come in, and any of the habits that you have listed that you want to track are on this template. So once you come in, you'll just check off the ones that you've completed for the day, and there's a progress bar at the bottom to track your completion of your habits for the day. So it'll tell you the percentage that you've done so far. Under that, there's the schedule overview. So it gives you your calendar view for this month. You can look at this week, and then you can see your to-do list too. And the to-do list is filtered by your priorities. So the dashboard is set up to be your main page when you first log into Notion. This is where you're going to start your day in Notion. And then the links at the top will take you to the different sections. So you have a productivity, finance, health and wellness, and then leisure. So under productivity, when you click into the section, it's got its own little navigation bar on the side, but when you select dashboard, it takes you back out to the dashboard, to the main section. So going back into productivity, this is the productivity main page. So you have your top priorities for today and for the week. You have your project task listed here. This is the project task that you have scheduled for this week. You have your project section where you can see your projects. And then a schedule overview. This is like the one that's on the main page. It has your schedule for this month, your project task, and your to-do list. And under that is the vision board. I like to have the vision board in a place where I can look at it frequently throughout the year. The more that you look at your vision board, the more your mind clicks to work towards the goals that you set for yourself for the year. On the side, under the navigation, there's a routine area that you set your routine schedule up, whether it's your daily routine or your weekly routine. And then under there is a sticky note. The first page in the productivity section is the daily page, and this is a daily planner. So it's set up when you create a new page, it's set to at today. So when you hover over this, it's giving you today's date. You have your tasks for today, and this is set. If you add any task in, this is going back to the master to-do list. So if you add task in this area, it's automatically going back to your master to-do list. Under today's task list, you have a running task list for other tasks that you might want to get done for the day. And then you have a today's schedule that's time block. So you can go in and time block your day out. I typically don't use a daily schedule every day. I only use a daily schedule when I have a really heavy day and I need to keep track of everything that's scheduled or going on for that day. Like if I have a whole lot of meetings, I have tasks that I need to get done in my personal life, just to keep everything straightened out. Those are the times that I come and do a daily schedule. Other than that, I'm a weekly planner. So I typically write down the tasks that I want to get done throughout the week and check in on the weekly template. Over on the right hand side, there's an area where you can put in your top priorities for the day, and under that, your affirmations for the day. Once you've planned out your day, you use the daily template, you can collapse this area. This is a toggle, and you can move it to the daily planner archives, or you can leave it here and just click add a new day, and it'll give you a template for your next day. So whatever day that you're planning for, you can keep getting new templates add it to the planner without having to erase everything and start over on that template. You can create as many templates here as you need to, and see it gives you a brand new template to use in that area. Under the daily page, there's a weekly planner, and the weekly planner works basically the same way as the daily planner. You can write in your tasks that you have coming in for the week. There's a place each day for your top priorities, and then a task list for you to use. There's a calendar here that you can use to set your days. So at the top, this is going to say month, day, and day. You want to come in, and I'm going to write December and then put in my days. So this is December the 9th through the 15th. And now that week is labeled, and once you've planned the week out, added in your plans for the week, checked off what you've gotten done, and you're ready to plan the next week, you can collapse this toggle and move this section to your weekly planner archives, and then just hit this button at the top for the new week, and it'll give you a new weekly template, and you can set that up to start your new week. At the bottom, there's a place for you to put in any routine tasks that you have. Next to that, it's anything that you have to do the next week. You can keep a running list here, and then when you get ready to plan, you can just pull from this list and add it to the days that you want to complete. And there's also an area for you to add in any plans that you have for the next month. Under the weekly template, you're going to move on to the monthly template. The monthly template is set up just like the other two. It has this collapsible toggle, so everything can be collapsed for that month, and then you can add in a new month. Keep adding in months for the templates without having to go in and delete everything. So on the monthly template, once you select new month, you would just change this new month to the month December, and then schedule out your day. Now the task list at the top, the today's task list and events, this is linked to master task list. So anything that you've added to the task list that needs to be scheduled for the month, it'll show up here, and you can use it when you're planning out the month. On the right hand side, there's an area for you to put in your month's focus. Moving down, there's this month's task. You can write in your top priorities and then your running task list for the month. You have a place for your monthly goals, and then under that, there's a place to add in your birthdays for the month. And at the bottom, this is the calendar for your master to-do list. So any tasks that you've added throughout the planner, they're going to show up on your calendar in this view, and you'll be able to see all your tasks at one glance. The next template in productivity is for projects. Here you can see any ongoing projects you have. This is filtering the projects by the life areas, and I've set it up for personal, business, education, and work. The next view gives you all your projects that you have going on. And then the last one is your completed project. So once you complete a project, they'll show up here. Under that, you have your tasks for your projects, and this area is grouped by project. So if you add in I've added in the home office makeover project, and this is filtered by project. So each project will have a section once you create a project, and the task for that project will be listed under that project. So for the goals template, I've added in the yearly goals and the monthly goals on one template. I just feel like it's easier to keep track of my yearly goals when I'm planning out my monthly goals. I can make sure they're in line with helping me reach my yearly goals. So the goals I set for the year, I want to make sure every month that I'm doing something to work towards those goals. And the goal templates are pretty much the same. So when you come in, I haven't changed the year out. So you will insert the year here, 2025, and then set your goals. So I have an area for both templates. It's personal, lifestyle, relationship, health, business, and finance. So once you've planned your goals for the year, you come down here and you do your monthly section. So when you add in a new monthly template, you'll just put in the month here. So December. And then you would list your goals out for the month, and it has a checkbox. So once you've completed the goal, you can check it off your list, and it gives you an area under each goal for both templates that you can add in your action steps or any extra information that you want to put in about your goals. You can add that in with the bullet list under the goals. And both are set up to give you new templates. So you have your yearly goals. You're going to leave that one up for 12 months. When you get ready to do a new year, you can just collapse this down and add in a new yearly template. You can leave your yearly template here, or you can drag it over and put it in your goals archive. Same thing for your monthly. Each month you can add in a new month. And if you want, you can leave your months here if you want to reference back to the goals that you set in any previous month, or you can add those to the archive too. And the last section in productivity is your vision hub. And this is where I've created a space for a vision board, and also for you to track any memories that you have throughout the year, any milestones that you've accomplished throughout the year. If you have any memorable moments for the year, you can add in the picture and the information under here. I've set the memorable moments up to be the gallery view, and it's set up to show the picture that you add in. Once you open the template, you can add in the picture, and then you can use this space down at the bottom to write down, or basically journal anything that you want to about the moment that happened, any reflection that you have about the moment. Hey y'all, this is Editing Me, and since I recorded the walkthrough of the Notion Planner, I've added 2 more templates to the productivity section, and I want to show those to you real quick. So now under the Vision Hub, you have notebooks, and when you open up the notebook, at the top is your notes, and you have drafted, and then you have the view for your final notes, your favorite, and then archives. So when you open up the note template, at the top you can mark the status for the note. So you have your to-do, which is the inbox, in progress, and then final. Under that, you can mark the note as a favorite, you can archive it. And then when you come down to this section here, where it says one notebook, this is where you can link the notebook. So once you've created your notebook, you can link your notes to the notebook. So it'll group all the notes together. Whenever you start a note, you want to make sure that you have the notebook created for that note so you can link it to the right notebook. So coming down to the notebook section, you have your notebooks and then you have your archive view. In your notebooks, when you open up the notebook, it has the area here for your notes. And this is where you can, once you link the notes to the notebook, it'll show you how many notes you have in this section, and you can see the notes. Once you click on it, it'll give you a drop down list of the notes that are in that section. I've also set it up so you can see the notes at the bottom, and it has the view for your notes that are in this notebook and also your favorites of those notes. And under the notes section, there's now a file cabinet, and the file cabinet is a place where you can save your documents all in one place. So you have the option for all your files, your important files, your receipts, your documents, your certificates. You have an other section for other items that you might want to save in your file cabinet, and then your files by category. So when we go back to all files, I'm going to open up a new page, and you can see that there's the categories here. I've added in a category for receipts, receipt warranties, insurance documents, homeowner documents, vehicle documents, legal documents, financial documents, certificates, and other. If you need to add in another section, you can just type it in, let's say work documents. And when it gives you the option to create, you're just going to click on where it's highlighted here, and that'll add additional categories in any area that you want to of the planner. So under the category, then you have the date and time that you created this entry. You have the area where you can add the file or the document. You can mark it important here. And then if there's a link to a website that you need for that document, you can add that information in here too. All right, y'all, that's it. So that's it for the Productivity Hub. We're going to click Dashboard and go back to the main page, and we're going to go in the next section, which is Finance. When you come to the main page of the Finance, you have a section at the top for your accounts. Under Accounts, there's a budgeting section. Here you can get a quick view of your expense budget and your income target. Under that, you have your income records. You can view this by this month, this year, or all your records. I usually keep this on this month so I can go in and add in what's coming in for the month, and the same thing with my expenses. It's set up the same way. You can view your expenses by this month, this year, and all your expense records. And this is the place where I just add in my monthly bills and then any other expenses that I have for the month. And once I've paid it, I just check it off, use this checkbox to the side and check it off, and I know that that bill's taken care of for the month. Under that, there's a transfer record, and you can see that by this month, this year, and then all your transfer records. The next section is your recurring payments. Any subscriptions that you have, you can add those into this area. I have my Netflix and Spotify, and then you can look at the active and you can look at all payments. So any inactives will show up here. And then I have my financial goals section down at the bottom. And this is just whatever goals that you set up for yourself. It tells you what your progress is towards the goals. So looking at the templates in this area, the first template is for accounts. This is where you can set your accounts up, and then it gives you a view by category. So if it's a checking account, business, savings, and so on, you can see each individual account under the category that it falls in. Next is the income, and it gives you your income target and the table. This is where you can set up what your income target is for the month. So let's say that I want $5,000 for the month, and this month so far I've made $3,000. So I'm 60% below target. And that's the same thing you can do for each one of your areas that you have set up. So I have my salary, business, bonus, funding, and then other section. Under that is your income record. And this is where you can see this, just like on the main page, this is the same information for this month and then all your records. The next page is for expenses. And this is where you can set up your expenses for the month. So whatever you want to plan out to spend each month, you can put it in the boxes. And if you want to add new boxes, you just use the new page and add in whatever the budget section is that you want to create. You just add that in on the new page, set the monthly budget for it. The amount for this month's expenses will automatically be calculated by the expenses that you enter on your expense log, and it's going to automatically calculate the percentage that you've used and let you know whether you're on budget or over budget for the month. And under that is a view of the expense record. So you have your this month and then all your records for your expenses. The next page is your transfer records, and this is just the full page version of what's on the front page. So if you want to add in any transfers for the month, you can come here and do it, or you can add it on the main page. All your records that you've added in for transfers, and then by category. So moving, funding, saving, like what was the reason that you did the transfer. The next page is for your recurring payments, and this is a breakdown of the active at the top, and then you can see the inactive ones at the bottom. There's a spreadsheet for those. And the last page is your goals page, and this is just basically the full page view of the goals that you set up. So if you want to change the target, I want to save $10,000. And it lets me know that I already have $200 saved in there, and I've only completed 2% towards that goal. So this view is set up for your active goals. And once you complete the goal and check the box, it's going to disappear. But you can still go back in and look at any goals that you've set on this template by using the table view, and it's going to show you any goals that you've had, the progress. It's going to give you all the information. And then under the goals, there's a view of your funding record. And this is filtered just to show you your transfers that were for funding. So once you select fund on the transfer and you're putting it into whatever account, your emergency fund, whatever the goal is that you're working for, it's going to keep a record of those here. Under your pages, you have some quick add buttons. So if you wanted to quickly add in an expense, it's going to pop up a new expense for you to add in the information for it. And you can use these quick buttons to add in expenses, income, and add a transfer. And that's it for the finance template. So let's go back to the dashboard. And for health and wellness, when you first open it, it's going to give you your weekly habits. And this is basically the same view as on the main page that you can go in and check off the habits that you completed for the day. And it'll keep track of your progress towards reaching your goals. Under your weekly habit tracker, you have your weekly meal planner, and this is where you can go in and plan any meals that you want for the week. You can view this week's meal plan. You can view all the meal plans that you've created, and you can also view the ones that have been archived. Under that, I've added in a place for favorite recipes. So this is filtered to show recipes that you've rated 4 or 5 stars. So if it's got a 4 or 5 star rating, it falls in your favorite category, and you'll be able to see them here quickly at a glance. Under that is your fitness planner, and this is just a weekly glance of your fitness planner, and then you have the monthly view, and you can just go in quickly and add in your workout for the day, the type of workout it was, the intensity level of the workout, the training time, and the calories burned. And then once you've completed the workout, if this is the workout that you're scheduling for yourself, you can add it to the calendar. And then once you've completed it, you can check it off as completed. So the first page of the health and wellness sections is the habit page. And here you can see your monthly view of the habits that you've completed so far in the month. Under the habits, it goes into the meal planning. And the meal planning, this is the same view that's on the main health and wellness page, the weekly meal planning view, all, and then archived. Under here, you have a pantry inventory list. So if you like to keep track of what's in your pantry, what needs to be added to the shopping list, what you're running low on, this is the section to put that in. Under there, there's a grocery shopping list. And this is actually, I forgot to show you on the first page. It's linked to the first page. So if you add something in here, it's automatically linked. When I go back to the health and wellness page, there's a grocery list over here to the side, and it's gonna populate over here. So it's a running list on both pages. You can add it in both areas, and you'll be able to see your grocery shopping list. Under the grocery list on the main page, there's also a place for you to do a quick journal entry. And we'll get into the journal planner when I get to that template. So going back to the meal planning, under the shopping list, you have a meal calendar, and it gives you a monthly view of the meals that you've planned out for the month. So you can look at all of the meals that you have so far here in this area. And the next page is for your recipes. This is a recipe book. So this shows all your recipes, and then there's a view of the favorite recipes here too. And to add in a recipe, you'll just select the new page and then come in, and it gives you the option to put in the type of recipe it is, and there's a list for you to choose from what type of recipe it is. You can add in the rating for the recipe, the link to the recipe if there's a website for the recipe. You can add in the picture and then the serving size for the recipe. And then down at the bottom, you can put in your ingredients and instructions for the recipe. This is the journal section, and I've added in a quote at the top, and then you have your journaling section where you can enter your journals in. So the journal sections have a template. So once you've opened up the template, you can add in today's date, your energy level, and your mood for the day. And when you add in that information, it's going to take that, and in its formula, today is Saturday, December the 14th, and I'm feeling happy. And then you can go in and write in today's highlights, your reflections, what you're grateful for, and thoughts and feelings for the day. And when you come back out, you'll just see at a glance the date for the day and how you were feeling for that day. And then you can open up and reflect on the journal entry that you put in for that day. The last page in this section is a fitness page, and this is where you can add in any workouts you completed. It works the same as I showed you before. So if you've done a new workout, you just select the plus sign type of workout that you did. Let's say dance, intensity level was medium, training time 45 minutes, calories burned 300. Oh, I put 3,300, and then I've completed the workout for the day, and it'll add it to your weekly template. And you can also select the monthly view and see how many workouts you've done for the month and what type of workouts you've done for the month. And that's it for the fitness section. The next section is for leisure, and this is where you'll have your reading hub. So the first section that you come to on the main page for leisure is your bookshelf. This is it's filtered for what you're currently reading. And then under that, you have what you're currently listening to if you're doing an audiobook. The next section is for your upcoming trips, and then you can view your completed trips, and these are both filtered for this year. Under there's a flight schedule, so you can add in any flights that you have coming up, and you can see that there are a few flights that I added in already. The left-hand side, you have your bucket list, so you can add in your trips or activities that you want to complete from your bucket list and keep track of those. Under there is your favorite section, so you can enter your favorite movies, TV shows, and podcasts. The first template here is your reading hub. I actually built this to be a separate template. This was the first template I built, and then it just went on from there. I got excited after I built this template and kept going. This could be a standalone template, but I've added it into the planner. It's got a quote, and then your bookshelf. This is the same view as the main page of leisure. It's giving you it's filtered for what you're currently reading and currently listening to. Under that, you have your calendar view. So this is a view of the books that you've read, or when you started reading the books for the month. It'll automatically, when you put the book in your reading, when you've entered the book on your bookshelf, it'll show you down here the books that you've read for the month. To the left-hand side, there's a place for your reading challenge for the year. And this is where you can set it up, what the target books are you want to read for the year. I set my last target at 30, and I think I blew that one out of the water. So I'm going to set it at 50, and we'll see how that goes for the year, because I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks, and audiobooks go a lot faster than reading a book. So I have it set for 50. Once you've set your target, it automatically calculates books that you've read by your entries that you put in on the log. Since this is its own little reading section, it has a separate navigation bar down at the bottom. So if you come down here and you select reading list, it gives you your master reading list, your bookshelf, and then the books you've read. It's separated by the stars that you've rated the books, and then you have your TBR list down at the bottom. You have a view of the genre books that you've read. If you want to quickly come in and see how many fictions, thrillers, fantasy books that you've read for the year, this is the view. Once you've checked the genre, when you add the book to your bookshelf, it'll automatically calculate what you've read here. The next view is your favorite books. These are your favorite books. And then there's an area for you to enter your favorite quotes, the author of the book, and the page number. The next section is your currently reading. This is the full page for currently reading. The red page are the books that you've completed. So once you've started completing books, this will fill out. And when you add in the pictures, you'll be able to see the picture of the book, the title, the author. You've 100% read it the way that you read it, whether it was a physical book, an audio book, electronic book. It gives you digital, audio, and physical options to put in for there, and then your star rating for the book. And then the last page is your wish list. So any books that you're waiting for to come, like I'm waiting for Butterfly 6. I don't know when we're going to get that. I'm still patiently waiting on it. I just feel like we've been left on a hanger, but getting back to it. Any books that you want to add to your wish list, you can put them in here. And also, if you have books that are coming up that you have a release date for that you want to track, you can add them to the calendar at the bottom. And that's it for the Reading Hub. And to get back to the main page in the Reading Hub, you're just going to select Reading Hub, and now you can use the navigation at the top to continue to move around in the leisure section. So we're going to go to media. That's the next area. And this is a place where you can add in the movies that you're watching, that you want to watch, and that you've already watched. The next section is for TV shows, watching, to watch, and watched. Then you have your podcast, listening to listen, and listened already. And for each one of these, you can open it up and you can add in your thumbnail, the host, the description, total episodes, the episode that you're currently on. You can mark it as your favorite, and it's going to track your progress with the podcast. With the TV shows, you can add in the thumbnail picture for it, the status, whether you're watching it, watched it, or you want to watch it, your description, the episode, the number of episodes for the show, and the current episode that you're on. You can mark it favorite. You can mark the genre for the TV show, and then your rating down at the bottom and the season. And for movies, when you open this template, it gives you a place to put your thumbnail, your status, the director, description, the genre for the movie. You can mark it as a favorite, give it a rating. You can rate it with the stars 1 through 5, then mark it as watched. And that's it for those templates. So the last section in Leisure is your travel planner. And this is where you can add in any upcoming trips that you have, and you can view your completed trips. And when you go into the trip page, once you open it up, that's where the real trip planner is. So you're going to title it wherever you're going. It's going to say going to, and you're going to put in the location. Let me open up a new one so you can see it. So I'm going to add in a new trip, and it's going to say going to. You can put in a picture here to add the cover, and the cover that you add is what's going to show up on the block for the trip in your gallery view. You're going to put in here the date for the trip, your trip type, whether it's personal, business, or work, the status for the trip, and you have the option of visited, current trip, not started, or planning it. Once you've completed the trip, you can check off the box for complete. It's linked to get your flight information. So once you put in your flight for this trip and you link it to this trip, if you have anything that you enter in your travel journal, it's also linked. Down here, it's got a place for you to put in an image. You can write in your destination, your travel budget, the number of people going with you on the trip, dates for the trip. It's got an area for you to research like your hotel costs, your travel expenses, your rental expenses for maybe cars or transportation from the airport to the resort, your passenger information. And this is where you can write in the person, the date of birth, and passport or documents. It's got a place for you to put in the files for those. Your travel expenses, this is where you can budget out your travel, the cost, and you can select the category for whatever the expense is. I've got accommodation, souvenirs, shopping, excursions, food, transportation, and flight. Under there, you tourist plans, anything that you want to see or do while you're on a trip, you can add that in here. If you want to view this list by day, it also gives you the option to put in if you want to do it on day 1, day 2, day 3, so you can keep up with what's going on each day. Under there is your packing list. So this is separated into different sections. So you have your documents, your financial, your clothes, toiletries, tech, health and medical, and then your other section. Under upcoming trips, there's a place for you to put in your flight schedule. So this is a timeline so you can actually see the days that you are scheduled for the flight. I've set it for the beginning date and the end date. And then you can see also a view of your flights for the month. So this is a calendar view. And I like to put them in where you can see the flight is not just on one day, it's the days that you're going to be flying. So the day that you depart to the day that you come back. And how you do that is when you get ready to add in a new flight, you'll select the plus button. The type, whether it's work or personal, let's select personal. Outbound, this is the airport that you're flying out of. The trip dates. So once you select the trip date, if you come down here and you select an end date, it'll give you, so you can put in your departure date and then your return date. So let's say we're returning on the 13th. And I'll put this in for St. Lucia trip. So this is where you would match up the trip so it will go with your travel planner. So once you've added in the travel planner, it all links together. And then it's an area for you to put in any connecting flights that you have, and you can put in that flight information and your documents. If you want to take your saved flight information and put it here, I always try to keep a screenshot of those when I'm flying, just in case something happens, and I can pull it up on my phone. If I don't have service, I can still pull up that information. And you can put in any links here. You have a place to put in any links or websites for your flight. So I didn't select the 13th the first time. When you go in and you select the 3rd for the first, and then the 13th is the end date. Now, when I go back out, it'll show the flight 223, and it's running from the time the flight starts to when you come back from the flight. And that's how the flight schedule works. Moving on to the travel journal, I've entered in a girl's trip. So I'm going to open this template and show you how the template works. So you just put in whatever the trip is, the date for the trip. Let's put in December the 20th. Travel planner, this is where you can link where you're going to. You can write in your memorable moments, reflections from the trip, any pictures that you want to save from the trip, and then you can journal about your trip down at the bottom. And let's take a look at the bucket list. So the last thing is the bucket list. So if you want to add to your bucket list, you'll just come down here and add a new page, add in the location or the event that you want to add to your bucket list. If you know the cost, once you've completed it off of your bucket list, you can select the completed and the date completed. Under here, I will add in whatever the event or the place that you want to visit right here as the title. And then when you add in a cover, the cover is going to show as your picture. So let me show you the one that I already set up. So the cover, that's the cover that you see on the picture. Visit the Grand Canyon, the location, I don't know the cost, and it's not yet completed. And if you want to see a full page of all your bucket lists, you'll just come and hover over this and open as a full page, and it'll open up and give you the full view of the bucket list. And that's it. Going back to the travel planner, I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and that is a full walkthrough of the planner that I set up for Notion. Y'all, that is the full walkthrough of the Notion planner for 2025. I cannot wait to start using this planner. I'm going to be using this planner along with the digital planner for this year, and I'm thinking of doing a setup video next to prepare for 2025. Let's set the planners up together and start the year off strong. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to prep for 2025 with me, and I will see y'all in the next one. All right, y'all, till next time.